Yeah, it's going to be fun. Okay. And as we do kick off, a couple things before we get to James and Cherish, and I'm just excited about picking their brains because they've been such a wonderful asset. But what I want to make sure of is, oh, Sherry, I lost the screen share. You had our leaderboard up and then it disappeared. And I needed to look at that again. If you could put that back up, Miss Sherry. All right, she'll bring that back up. But as we get started, happy Thursday. I had to think Thursday. Here we are in August. Good things are happening. We just had a nice lunch with our Humana rep as we're learning more about Medicare. And so good things are cooking there. But we've had people dialing on Zoom today. And I don't know if we have Paige here. Paige, did I see your face? I think we just like to touch people booking appointments. Great. All right. So Paige, you were dialing. I know you were kind of excited as you were dialing in the middle of it and at the end of it. Talk a little bit about today's dial session and some of the entertainment that you provided for the people listening.
Yeah, I had, like you said, a very entertaining dial session. I had a lot of people who gave me a lot of silly objections and just like, they weren't even like, I didn't have like mean people. I just had like just weird people. I don't even know the better word to say it, but you know, I think a big thing, even I appreciate being able to dial live because whenever I have those and people are listening and texting me, and it makes me feel good and keeps me going. I know I had one specific guy who I think set a record for the longest time I'd ever been on the phone booking an appointment, but I still booked it. When I got off the phone, it was like 15 something minutes and he gave me everything in the book, but he wouldn't say no. So, but I booked it and I will be there tomorrow. So, and I was just proud. I had 10 connects and 7 set in the 2 hours that I was live dialing. So it was just a good morning.
Okay. All right. Well, good. What were some of the things this guy was saying where he was giving you everything in the book? What was some of the things in the book today?
So this was actually a Medicare lead for my GMR. And a lot of what he was saying was he was dual eligible, but he was saying, I'm on Medicaid. I have this extra help. I have all of this. You can't do anything else for me. And that was a lot of what he just kept coming back to over and over and over again. That was the main thing he was throwing. And just, of course, the not interested, reiterating what he had first said. And then he tried to even throw in he wasn't available. And I just did what we always do. I broke it down like it was a toddler of finding out his schedule. He was available. He just didn't want to say no. But by the end of it, I think a really big thing for me, why I was so proud is I didn't get off the phone thinking, oh, I'm so glad I booked it, but who knows if he's going to show up. I felt like I still really got like the need across to him of why he should want to sit with me. Because you don't want to like, and we've talked about it, like you don't want to fool yourself if you are battling so long, just to set yourself up for failure. It's a head fake, as Noel says. So I was proud of that as well.
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't an adversarial appointment.
Yeah.
You went in, you're like, okay, I believe they're going to be there.
Yeah.
He understands. Did you learn anything fun about him in the process of like what's something unique you learned about him as he was asking the questions and you were walking through his schedule?
Yes, I remember one specific thing. He has an ornery cat that will probably hump my leg. And what else did he say? Oh,
nothing like a good leg humping from an ornery cat. That's a sign of a good appointment right there.
Yep.
Okay.
The funny thing is he literally tried to use that as an objection. You know, you don't want to come here. I have this ornery cat and he's probably just going to sit there and hump your leg. And I was like, I love cats, you know.
Not in that sort of way, but
but yeah.
Okay. And I think just again having fun with it and being real, it takes people's guard down a little bit too.
Yeah. By the end of it, the last thing he said, you know, have a good day. And he said, I'm excited to see you. And I was like, I'm excited to see you too. He almost said it in like one of those like sarcastic, like he knew like, you know, well, you done got me kind of thing. So, right. But yeah, it's a fun conversation. it's cool.
Good. And I appreciate you just taking the time to share more of that, because I think, again, it's like sometimes we're just so focused on the process, we're not learning about the individual, and we're just, but as you're using the opportunity, as they're talking, to learn more and dig deeper on something, or if you notice it, you hear it, acknowledge it. Okay, good job, Paige. I want to get to Chris real quick, who is dialing and on the phone booking stuff. Chris Manifold, appreciate you being on the phone. You want to talk about your dial session today?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, and I appreciate the opportunity. My dial session did not start off the way that I had hoped. I was dialing before I turned my mic on, and just dialing through some leads that I had. I think I got 7 connects with 0 set, and so ended up calling Paige and talking to her just briefly, just to make sure that, I had my mind right. I'm doing this long enough that, I don't think that it really affects me, but, it never hurts to reach out and just double check that you're in the right headspace, because even though all that's true, you get beat up enough, it's going to affect you, so, and I just wanted to make sure that I was talking that out, and that it wasn't coming across the phone. So, but
Yeah.
I got 5 set now. And so, not done. I have some carried over from last week too. So I think I have like 11 appointments right now,
Okay.
but yeah, moving forward.
Okay. All right. Well, good job. Here's a big thing to take away. You can be a Chris Manifold who's on track to earn 150, 175,000 this year, or wherever Chris is at, and you can go 0 for 7 on connects and have a bad stint. And notice, you can have a pity party, but keep it short and get on the phone, call and talk to someone else, get your mind right and get back to it. I think this even goes back to what we covered on the TWC yesterday, is that you got to measure results, pay attention to them, and then reach out for help when you realize something's on track, or if you're not sure. The communication results and seeking feedback is good. So you made some adjustments, and then you booked 6 out of the next 5, or 5 out of the next 6. It looks like that you had. So good job on that. Or what it was. I'm looking at your numbers. You went 0 for 7. 6 of the 5 of the next 11. That's what I meant to say. 5 of the next 11 connects you did book. So good job on that. Okay. Well, good job. I want to get right to a couple of our leaderboards. First one is our issue paid for last week. We had 26 people with over 1,000 books. Share if you want to share that leaderboard. And just a couple newer names: Kimberly Wyatt with 1,000, Scott Baronwald with 1,100, Simone Carter with 1,200, Sean Rose with 1,300. Other newer names: Devin Freeman 1,400. I see Mark Garner up there 1,400. Herb Coates 1,500. Way to go. Bronson Canavine 1,900. Nice job. Maria Torres 2,200. Sarah Seifert 2,300. Tara George 2,500 in premium issued last week. Way to go, Tara. And then as we jump into our top 10, Eric and Brandy Nelson 2,600. Joseph Dukes 2,800. Jared Gonzalez 3,700. Evelyn Wells 4,500. Lane Hammond 5,100. Junior Korea 5,600. Jake and Bray 5,600. Katrina Gustin 6,000. Ryan Jant 6,300. Megan Wood 15,200 in premium issued. So nice job. Way to go, everybody that's on that list. And I've seen our submit numbers are strong, and I believe we're going to see some more good big numbers here in the month of August. I suspect we could see another record-breaking month coming off of a record-breaking month in July. All right, part of what's driving the growth is those of you that are taking time to invite and present and then follow up and get started. And that's leading to contracts, and that's leading to more unique riders. That's part of what's driving the growth for our team. Is you're doing that, you're focused on building your passive and your override income. So congratulations to you. Sherry, go ahead, pull up the recruiting leaderboards. We've not done this on a Thursday, but we're going to do it today, because we're setting records on the recruiting side. So we just want folks to know who's out there and setting records on our recruiting side. So on the individuals, I saw James and Pamela. So far, this is 10 days in with 1 contract. Sherry, if we can get that leaderboard, that'd be awesome. Kathy Lang with a contract, Frank Benusi with a contract, newly married, by the way. Ed Ronsky with a contract, Joseph and Venus Dukes with a contract, Chris Manifold with 2 contracts, Jerry Gonzalez with 2 contracts, Zach Morrell with 2 contracts, Jan Miller, 2 contracts, Tyler Vasilic, 2 contracts, and Noel and I with our staff, 3 contracts. So that's our individual. Now for, let's see. Sherry, did that leaderboard change? Was that different than the one that you gave me? I'm looking at you showing something different. So I guess the updated version of what Sherry's presenting there looks like Zach is, or I guess Noel are up to 4. So it looks like we've had an adjustment to that leaderboard. All right, now on the agency leaders. So if you're an agency manager, you got a ring. What did that contract leaderboard look like? Brandy and Eric Nelson with 1, Jake and Ray Joseph with 1, Cuz Everett with 1, Junior Korea with 1, James Alera with 1, Jared Gonzalez with 2, Chris Manifold's team with 2, Joseph Duke's team with 3, Jan Miller's team with 4, and then 11 Topic Base Shop with 7. So that's our team related contracts, and our pace is off to another record setting pace on contracts. So those are a couple of big shouts out to everybody. Last couple announcements I have, and just in terms of heads up, we're doing a boot camp here in Louisville on Saturday, the 27th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. CFG will be in the house. They're bringing in lunch that afternoon. We're going to do a fun event on that evening. We're battling it out between 2 unique events on that Friday night to do something for fun. We've got a budget as CFG is helping us sponsor that fun event. So it's kind of exciting, but we're just looking forward to that. So just spread the word on that. And other big thing is there's going to be a big event, another day of training in Burlington. I think that is Friday the 2nd or Saturday or Thursday the 1st of September. So those details for that event are posted under the events page for the Alliance events. All right, I want to just jump in because I want to have as much time for our guests here. And if you don't know the O'Bars, James and Cherish, what I love is they have extensive history, which they'll share with us as captive agents working for United Healthcare in the Medicare Advantage, Medicare world. They came to the Alliance, and we'll get them to talk about why they came to the Alliance to further their Medicare business and how they had visions of blowing it up and why there's advantages. But more importantly, just know that as they've made this transition, they've got a team that's rocking. They're jamming and doing good things. And they've helped us as we were neophytes last year learning Medicare. I feel that was kind of our first season. This is our 2nd season. And oh my gosh, we're so excited. I think as a team during AEP, our team, because of what we learned from people like James and Cherish and Eric Beller, I think our team's capable of doing 1,500 Medicare applications this season. So we're very, very excited, but there's a lot of work to do. And there's a big opportunity. This couple's been instrumental. Their sharing and caring spirit has been helpful for us in learning, and we're grateful to have them here. So James and Cherish, thank you guys for being here. Welcome to our team. And man, where are you? I know you guys have been traveling a little bit. Where are you guys today?
We're back home today. Finally made it at 1 a.m. We're back.
1 a.m. All right. And where are you guys coming back in? Where are you guys coming back in from?
Our Florida agency.
Florida.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So you guys have been doing some good work. Is it Polk County where you guys camp out over there?
That's where my family is. So yes, we do a lot in Polk County, and then we do Titusville and Melbourne area as well.
Eric Beller lets you in Melbourne?
He can have all the business he wants over there, and I'll still find some. The opportunity's great.
That's right.
Awesome. I love it. All right. Well, look, I'm curious right now, and I don't know how much of your business carried over from one with United, but how big is your book of business for just your personal book with your clients for Medicare?
It's very large. We got multiple carriers that we brought over. So the Alliance doesn't have everything that we have, just because we were the #1 IMO with United Healthcare from Texas to Chicago for 3 years. So we've got a big book of business, and I'm telling you, you guys, if you're not doing Medicare, the residuals that we're making each month makes it to where you don't have any worries whatsoever. And so
We like to call it pom pom.
Yeah, you want to be the top earners with Alliance. You just stay steady in the boat, keep writing your life insurance, filling it in with investment opportunities, and then do this Medicare. Even if you just do it during the AEP and some in the OEP, and you keep building that residual and you don't quit, you will be wealthy.
It's amazing. And so, maybe that's too personal asking how big, but would you like, are we talking 1,000 clients, 2,000 clients, 5,000
big.
clients?
It's nice. Yeah.
You're good.
It's nice.
I won't make
Yeah,
you
like
talk.
we don't look at the number, like.
Okay,
I
that's
couldn't
fair.
tell you.
And I think the main thing is what we're doing right now is we have shifted our own personal, like we are working on developing our agencies out. So if you looked at our portfolio with our agents, it's a big number.
And that's the beautiful thing, Mike, and thank you for having us on the call today. We outgrew our opportunity where we were before,
Right.
with a captive agency. We just got too big. We had opportunity coming to us and we had to shut it down. We had agents in other states that wanted to come work with us, and we were stuck in the muck of having to get permissions and having to get our agency licensed. And the beautiful thing, and for those of you that are licensed, you may not know this, but having an IMO like the National Agents Alliance really uncuffs you, because other agencies can't grow the way that we can.
Right.
And that was the beautiful thing that we saw here, was we can go nationwide faster and quicker and make amazing overrides, and our team can make great money as well. And so we shifted. When we started coming here, it wasn't so much about our personal production, it was about our team's personal production and our agencies growing agencies. And
Okay.
that's kind of
And
the beauty of it.
And the power of integrity marketing. Andy brought us over to Florida and had us look at one other opportunity, and we came back and like, that's not the right opportunity. And then when he partnered with integrity marketing and the tools and the resources that are available, that is just the fact that you're on this call and you're part of integrity marketing and part of the alliance and the structure that Andy's set up. Don't ever look at another opportunity, because there's not another opportunity like this.
Yeah, you have to keep your blinders on in this market, because you get your insurance license and you're immediately valuable to everybody. Everybody wants to give you a job, and everybody's going to tell you that the grass is greener on the other
Humana
side.
wants you, United Healthcare wants you as a captive partner. They'll throw little bitty salaries out, and then you won't get any of your residuals.
But just a little tip in the market, if you go and jump and join these other opportunities, you lose everything you build. So you
Right.
just got to keep your mind set on where you're going, right?
Yep. So I think the first thing is know that you guys have more than 3 Medicare clients. You help more than 3 people. Okay. I think, all right. Yeah, and I know you've taught Eric Belair a lot. And I know he was up to 700 when I talked to him in June in 2 years span, which is a pretty good pace. And he's claiming he's going to be at 1,000 clients by the end of this year. So if you do the math and you understand, if you're at our lowest level contract, your renewals on a Medicare Advantage plan in the lowest comp plans are about $21 a month when I was looking at it. I think if you're at our lowest level contracts, like 2019, whatever, it's $21 a month, which means it's upside from there. So you can be closer to a $25, $27, $28 renewal if you're doing more volume and growing your contract. So here's a question. As you guys came to the Alliance, you needed a bigger opportunity. You had other places you could choose to go and grow. What were the things in addition to integrity that you saw that said, here's why we saw that the Alliance was a powerhouse for us to grow our Medicare business?
Well, it was blue ocean too. Like we wanted to help Andy out. And ever since we met Andy, we were like, you need to be in the Medicare space. You need to be in the Medicare space. And so we were having these conversations, and we knew that if the Alliance ever got their teeth into this, they would be the player in the market with the system that Andy's put into place.
And Medicare Center, oh my
And
gosh.
The way that the Medicare will grow the rest of your business, So you're not just in there talking, you're bam-famming from all these Medicare appointments, because you're going to get in, you're going to find out that they have kids. And so when you're in there, you need to be asking questions about their family. And you know, you're not selling life insurance or investments or annuities or any of that
that day.
but you're gathering information, right? And then you're going to bam fam. I challenge all my agents to bam fam off the appointment. So a lot of you set appointments. If you set those appointments, my next challenge to you is set appointment a week or two later. Say, hey, this is just part of standard protocol, because what we're going to do is take care of your Medicare today, but I'm going to come back in 2 weeks. You already got in the house. You already got the rapport with this person going on. I'm coming back in 2 weeks, and we're going to do some deeper dives. I want to make sure that your family knows that you're on this plan. And then one of the benefits is maybe you get one of these falling I can't get up buttons. Well, I need for them to know that you have that button. And so I'm going to be getting some names from you on your emergency contact list.
Yeah.
And so do not see this as a one-time, hey, I got the Medicare appointment, and then I got the Medicare, I wrote a policy. It's that is your first step into that home.
Okay, that's big. Now, I want to share with you is we were looking at you guys and looking at this the first time a year ago, and it was like we knew nothing. Now we think we know something, but also I'm looking back. I was talking with Paige a little bit about the emotions we were feeling last August as we were kind of in this AEP preseason. I see Paige there smiling. Paige, kind of talk about, you know, for you or other people that were on our team as we were going through AHIP for the first time and sinking our teeth into this. What were some of the things we were thinking and feeling a year ago?
I think we were all a little bit thinking, like, what the hell did we get ourselves into? Like, it just, we were very overwhelmed, and we didn't have anyone close to us on our team. Like, we had you guys and Eric. We didn't have anyone within our close net that had the experience. So we were all at the same pace. And I think we all were just making it a whole lot more complicated than what it really is because of that. So I think that going through now and having some experience and having you guys and Eric, even this last year, seeing how you guys have game has helped a lot with the experience that I have. I mean, I'll even say, like, this Humana meeting that we just had. I remember sitting in on some of those pre-looks and everything last year.
Yeah.
And I was like, what am I even looking at? And now looking at numbers, I'm like, wow, that's awesome. We didn't have that before. You know, that's going to do so much for my clients. And just seeing that little change from the experience has been nice. So I don't know if that answers what you were.
Well, it does. And I think the first thing is, so, and the reason why I want to tap into this is I'm going to ask the bars in a second, but the emotion you had a year ago. So James and Cherish, how often does that happen when a person is new to Medicare, they've just gotten their AHIP and they're in this preseason? Is it normal to feel that way?
It's always.
It's always.
Yeah.
We're growing a team in San Antonio right now, and I get the panic call.
My first year doing this, like Cherish, because she had been with United Healthcare 10 years, she ordered all these books, and they arrive on the front porch, and I freaked out. I like, how am I ever gonna figure all this out? Like, there's just no way. But then you find out that all those books are about 90% all the same. They offer all the pretty much the same benefits. There's changes that happen from year to year, but even among the carriers, there's a part A, there's a part B, there's a part C, and there's a part D.
Think about it like a term life policy, right? Every term is the exact same. I don't care if it's Foresters, I don't care if it's CFG, I don't care what you're writing. The benefit is you die, they pay within the term.
It's
right?
a cake. You have the same, pretty much same ingredients. Somebody might put a little more vanilla in or a little more baking soda, but
is it perfect all the
still
time?
the same cake.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be, right? You still
Right.
get to sell and they're still happy. And if you mess it up, you can fix it.
Hey, one of the things on those dials, one of the things I picked up on is y'all are doing a great job with that, but they have to know that you're the expert. And you're like, hey, I'm a broker. I'm representing the Medicare Center here in Kentucky or wherever you're at, and the Senior Benefits Center. And the reason I'm calling is I'm trying to get you some extra benefits like dental, vision, hearing, over-the-counter benefits. And they're like, well, I'm already on a plan. Okay, oh, great. Are you on the new plan? Are you on the new plan?
Did you know that Medicare plans change every year? It might be a time to do a good review. Now, you do know that new plans, guys, from a compliance standpoint, you cannot talk about the new benefits until October 1st of 2022.
Right.
Okay, just everybody level set. You cannot do that. But what you can do is say, hey, you know what? Let's see if your plan's going to get enhanced for next year. I'll come out and do a review, whether they're yours or they're not. Once you're in the home, you can do a full evaluation at that point in time.
That's right. And so, you're just wanting, when you say, hey, are you on the new plan? Well, I don't know if I am or not. Well, that's why I need to come out, because these benefits change. Let me set an appointment. I'll come look at your card. We'll do a review and find out. Like if you're also working a booth and somebody walks by and you're representing United, Aetna, Humana, Cigna, and they go, oh, hey, I got United Healthcare. I got Humana, love the company. Oh, great. Are you on the new plan? New plan. Okay. If they don't know their agent, or if they signed up online, there's a real good chance they may be on one of these regional plans. It's just kind of a catch-all, especially if they signed up over watching a TV ad.
And there may be places, and there are places in the country where there's a county where there's just not a lot there. And that's okay, right? But new things can happen and change all the time.
All
And
the time.
could need to be on it, or they could need something better. And your job is to go out there and kind of figure that out.
Right. And so listen to what I'm about to tell you. If they do not know their agent by name, great. I'm adopting you. I want you to put this number in your phone, and I am now your agent. So anytime you have Medicare calls, questions, you're calling me. What do I know? I know that the senior population, as they get older, they usually go and live with their kids, or they move, or they go into assisted living. They move counties. And I know that at some point, one of these companies is going to make them mad. And when they get mad and they're not happy, they need to call you, because then you can move them to a plan.
Another thing to do is to tell your clients, when you move, you make 2 phone calls, Social Security and me. And they will.
Listen to that again. If you move, call Social Security and then you call me.
Because all these benefits that you're getting right now that I put you into, it will not follow you to a county
Your
over.
zip code specific.
Okay.
Yep.
So you need to call me, make sure your benefits follow you.
If you have not signed up to take AHIP or get certified, it is not too late. I trained Kathy Green on October 13th. On October 15th, annual election period started. It took her about a week to kind of figure out who's who in the zoo. She wrote 168 applications from October 15th to the end of the year.
Not knowing what she did.
Made about $78,000 in 7 weeks.
She was happy. And then she figured it out. And Paige, just like you said, like first year, you might not know it all, right? But you could still fill out a piece of paper, right? And then, during OEP, you may have some people say, hey, we did this wrong, or hey, we need to change. Okay, no big deal. We'll make a flip and you're still on my book. And oh, by the way, did you find those life insurance policies that you said you had? Let's go ahead and do a review on those. Like it just all funnels in. And now we're selling the heck out of the trusts that we're doing. You guys know that you can do trusts now. It's amazing.
Right. Yeah, especially with this population, and I don't mean to kind of go off track, but you're in a situation where you can protect these people's assets by putting them in trust and doing their wills and you're finding out who they are, finding out who their family is. You're getting integrated. You can protect them in many cases from Medicaid taking over the property. If they're 65, one of the questions you ought to be asking on your second time that you meet with them, hey, so do you have this in trust in case you ever have to go into a nursing home, that this property that you work so hard for, the business you have, is protected in a trust, and that you don't have to go through probate. And so I can tell you the answer is
Most people don't.
most people don't.
So you're going in and you know that you can add that on.
So now real quick, because I've not even heard about our opportunity on the trust side, who within the Alliance is our training point on that?
I believe it's Chris Norris and
Yeah.
I
And
can't even remember.
so
Josh.
you should
Okay.
probably we should probably do a call, you and I, for about 30 minutes on that.
Okay.
Just
'Cause
some quick selling techniques.
tremendous opportunity that's made us
Yeah,
a
and
tremendous amount of money this year.
yeah, and you're basically going in and operating like a non-licensed paralegal. You kind of fill in the paperwork, and then they submit it. We have a trust company with the Alliance that will go over it. You book a three-way call with an actual attorney who secures the document, zips it all up, and makes it all legal, and your client's happy. And here's the beautiful thing about that. If you are talking money with your client, let's say they have annuities or money tied up somewhere else, you see completely up the skirt because everything gets uploaded.
It's
in
not like a
trust.
green sheet. It's like if
Everything
you-
they didn't want to tell you on the
yeah,
green sheet.
it's like if you went through a divorce and you got sued and you have the attorney discovery. So everything that you want to be protected in the trust, they have to tell you about. So people that you think, like, we had a situation where a guy,
Remember that guy at the office?
yeah, he's like, well, he's like, I've got some property and it's just about 2,000 acres and it's up on the Red River. And then, oh, and by the way, we have some oil money and I got these checks coming in. You can protect those too. And
then.
So, yeah, so
It was a Medicare appointment.
they're gonna, and we had filled out a green sheet on the guy, right? But it wasn't anything like what we found when we started
You're just
asking.
telling half truths when you did the green sheet.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, he treated us like the IRS on one side, and then we were really helping him on the other. So it was great.
Okay, that's important. All right, so I got some other questions. So and you hit on this a little bit. So I want to come back because we've got a couple things. One is, if you are like that new agent, what are if you gave somebody, what are 2 or 3 things to do or think about? Obviously, let's assume you got to get your health license, your AEP done. I mean, AHIP, excuse me, health license and AHIP. Well, after that, what's the next 1 or 2 or 3 most important things for a new person to do to have a good AEP, or just to get ready, period, to be, even if they're doing some things between now and before AEP starts? What are the first 3 things you tell your new people?
I'm going to give you 2 and then I'll have Cherish give you 2.
Okay.
The first thing I would do is I would find out what my strongest carriers are in the market that you're going to sell in. If you don't know, ask one of your upline
Medicare Center.
or Medicare Center. You can call Ivy, have her say, hey, which ones are critical. Second thing I would do is I would get connected with whoever the agency manager is for those representatives for those carriers. So if it's United or Humana, and then you call them and you say, I want to raise my hand. If you have any call-a-thons, I can do it. I'm classically trained in how to make calls. Every Thursday, I'm making 100 calls. They don't have agents that do what we do on making outbound calls. They're going to jump all over you like fresh meat. Second thing is, if you have any events like the CERT Festival or Blueberry Festival, I want to work those events because you're going to get face-to-face contact, and all those face-to-face contacts are money. Like the relationships you're going to develop there are free leads, and free leads for everything.
Okay.
So I'm going to kind of talk, because you took all the ones I was going to give, from an agency owner standpoint. So you have a team and you have agents that want to sell Medicare this year. So number one, work with them and develop a game plan. Like now is the time to do that. And think about, not everybody's equally yoked, right? Like not everybody has the same gifts, talents, and abilities. I have an agent who's horrible on the phone. I have an agent who's excellent at events. Whatever that looks like, be thinking about that and writing that down. And what Andy says is white sheet it, right? Have the audacity to write it down and say, hey, these 4 people are great at events. They're very engaging and they get a ton of free leads. These 6 people are amazing on the phone. Every time I give them 100 leads, they close 80% of them, whatever that looks like, right? So think about it that way and game plan and strategize based on that.
Everybody on your team should have an AEP plan, where they're going to be, what they're going to be doing, who they're going after. Am I going after the dual SNP, the Medicare, Medicaid marketplace?
People just aging in.
Or am I going after the golf course crew? Like I'm going subs?
Maybe I'm looking at annuities out of high net worth individuals and selling Medicare supplements to them.
Right? Am I talking to people that that are wanting to take the money that they're investing in a sup and maybe go Medicare Advantage?
And finding money for other products and doing a full service. So, we run less appointments in a week now, but because the Opportunity Alliance brought us, we're making more money per that appointment. It's not uncommon for us to spend 6 hours on an appointment and then come back and do another 6 hours because we're doing so much in that time period together. So, it's just, how do you want to run your business? And you can do it any way you want. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, and if they own a business, there are so many things that we can do for them.
Let's come back because I want to, you guys have given us so much. I'll come back to here's what I wrote down for the 3 things for a new agent to do. Number 1, find their strongest carriers in their zip code or county and where they're working. Number 2, identify their local carrier rep, because the carriers for Medicare are different than for life. Life, it's national accounts. Medicare, it's local accounts, and your local people have leads, that have events, and they have resources to give you and share with you. I heard that. 3rd, develop a game plan on where you want to be based on what your strengths are, and talk to your agency manager and or local rep to develop your local game plan. Those are the 3 first big things I heard. So I just want to recap that because you guys give us so much. That was kind of fun. Everything's awesome. I'm like, oh my God, how do I get it all?
They can give you leads. They can give you money to get leads.
But you have to prove yourself first. So like Paige, you were a first seasoner last year, right? So let's say, hey, you work really well with Aetna. Let's just throw that out there. And you've been closing like 10, 15, 20 apps a month with Aetna. Well, you've got their attention. You're showing up on their leaderboard. So you reach out to them and they're like, oh yeah, I see you right here. You do write a lot of our product. Here's what I want to do for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how you can leverage that.
Y'all should be asking, if you're writing business for these people, you should be asking them, hey, I'm great on the phone. Can you give me some money for leads? We just had somebody offer us $10,000. I can't even tell you how many tens of thousands of dollars they threw at us last year to help market, and they got to spend those dollars.
I would say, Mike, from your perspective, being as big as you are and with what you cover, I would start asking for marketing dollars for your group.
Okay.
Yeah, have them look up, say, hey, just for grins and giggles, why don't you look up and see how much business Superior Performers did in your marketplace last year. Don't use your.
But we'll have that.
Right, because LOA, I've learned about that. Right, I have learned about that.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay. And I see Seth's comment. We just had Seth, who's left one of the telemarketing firms, to join us and just written his first deals, but we've had him in touch and he's already learning what the local reps will do in his market. So that's been helpful.
Good job.
Okay. I've got another question. I was talking to somebody, every once in a while I find somebody who, based on their experience and how long they've been around, they might be thinking, oh, med subs are great, Medicare Advantage is bad. And kind of like some people will say, oh, whole life is great, UL is bad, or you buy term and not whole life. Some people have some belief systems. And I think what's nice is we can do both. So we might do more of one than another based on who you are. But if you're talking to someone who's got that Medicare supplement is the best way to go, how do you break that down, or what do you share with someone that's, whether it's a client or an agent that's got that kind of thinking?
On the Medicare supplement being the way to go.
Yeah, if somebody comes in with just a strong opinion, hey, I think Medicare supplement's always the way to go, or the first way to go.
I really need to do a training on that. Because I've got something that will, when you look at how much you're going to spend on a supplement each month, and I do it on a timeline. So I look at to the left is the spend. That's how much money you're going to spend for a drug plan, a supplement, and then you still have to. You may be a high net worth individual, so you may be looking at $700, $800, $900 per person, and then as I've seen as much as $2,000 for a couple on a supplement plan per month. And then you look at what the Advantage plan gets, and they get the top rated drug plan. They get all these extra benefits: dental, vision, hearing, over-the-counter benefits, fallen and I can't get up buttons, health club memberships. And you look at that, and it's about 7,000 on that side conservatively. And I'm looking between 10 to 7,000 and then 7,000 over here that I'm getting in benefits. That's a $14,000 spread a year. People are thinking of it wrong. They're just thinking of it, the money that's coming out of my pocket for the supplement. They're thinking, well, I'm protected. And then I show them the worst case scenario. Yeah, you might end up having to pay $1,500 for a hospital stay if you're worst case scenario in there for 5 days. But then we can do a health matching account, or we can do an indemnity plan that will more than make up for that. And you're still going to be upside $15,000.
Yeah, and there's a time and a place for supplements. There are clients who just are adamant on supplements, and they're right. They are prepaying their health care, right? So they pay the insurance company $300 a month so that when they go to the doctor, whether they're healthy as a horse or not, they don't have to worry about it. They might get a $10 bill or a $20 bill.
If they were making so much money that they were completely insulated, that if they could just get on the private jet and go, that's probably the supplement, just because they're not going to want to worry about anything.
If they travel different countries, do a lot of overseas stuff.
If they had active cancer, then
they're
yes.
getting injectables, things like that. There's a reason.
Then yes. Anything else? I've written 2 supplements in my life.
You've written more than that, but anyways.
Basically it's
Okay.
I don't, when you show the difference.
I will tell you one thing, especially new agents or second year agents. United Healthcare on their agent toolkit on Jarvis does an amazing booklet. It's called Getting Started with Medicare, or the Basics of Medicare.
Right.
We buy these educational material books and we share them in our appointments because they're very valuable from that perspective. And it goes through the crossroad conversation of Medicare. So what does Medicare cover? Most of your clients think that Medicare just covers everything and they don't have to do anything. And that's the biggest hunk of baloney there is, right?
Yep.
So no, it does not. And there's some things that they have to do to make sure that they're not penalized when they become Medicare age, like getting a drug plan. And if they don't want that 20%, they've got to have a B or, something, sorry, my phone's ringing, or something to assist them with those coverages. So that's on that side. But then what that booklet does is it walks them through the discussion, the fork in the road conversation. So if you just get Medicare, this is what your costs look like. If you get a supplement, this is what your costs look like. And if you get a Medicare Advantage, this is what your costs look like. And it walks them down each of those roads. And we have that conversation with everybody. so that they can make an informed decision. And once you understand a supplement versus a MAPD and your market, so markets are different. You might have a sub guy that only sells subs because he's in a market where supplements rule, and that can totally happen. So that would be a great tool for you guys to use and share with your clients. That works great.
Everybody on this call should go to the United Healthcare website and order that Medicare guidebook. And it has directional signs on it that look like this way to Cabo, this way to, you've seen that.
That's what it looks like. So I can't remember the name of it, but you'll see it.
Yeah, so order that, read it cover to cover, you'll be set.
All of our new agents, that's their homework. Get me some sheets, intake sheets, and read that book. That's it.
All right. Ooh, I just heard you say two things that need to go on our new agent guide. So one was order or read that guide, and then two is get the intake sheet. And for those who don't know, what's an intake sheet?
So if you go under, you go to your ARC, you go under carriers, Medicare Advantage, at the top left, there's a Medicare intake form. It's like a green sheet for Medicare. I tell all of my agents to go in. We have these little flippy sheets or whatever.
Clear sheet protectors.
Yeah, the sheet protectors.
Yeah, so
and we put in the lead, we put in a Medicare intake sheet, and we put in a green sheet.
The
and
intake,
the ERS.
the intake form looks like that. Okay.
Okay.
So that goes in that. Then your lead from the Alliance or from a lead card or from wherever you get it, it goes in there with it. And then any of the discussions that you're having, your paperwork and stuff goes in that. And then I want you to get a 3-ring binder and put every one of your contacts for that year, 2022, 2023, 2024, in a binder so you have that information.
PTC, remember that acronym, permission to contact. Okay, so on that, thank you for saying the years and stuff. You need permission to contact a lead after you've contacted a lead and it's gone stale. So if they're like, oh, like Paige, you had a difficult one, they just told you no, and a no's a no, whatever. Okay, well, it sounds like you're on the right plan now, maybe, but can I call you back in January just to make sure that nothing's changed? Get your permission to contact for the next quarter to keep your lead hot.
And then write it on there.
Right? And even if it's not you that calls, you've received that permission to contact, you pass it down to your downline and they can call it. It's just a different voice on the line.
Right.
Okay. That's good. All right. I've got some more questions. All right. For one of our, what I'll call it, second year agents. So they're coming up on year 2. And I'm a big NFL football fan, Patriots fan. I always hear Bill Belichick talk about the jump from their rookie year to year 2 is the biggest jump that they can have. And I don't know if that's true, but I figure, to me, I think I see it coming just from what I've witnessed from a number of people. But what's different about thinking going into somebody's second AEP? So they've got a book of business. So there are some things to do with their existing clients and then certainly their marketing plan going forward. What are some of the things for an agent to be thinking about with their existing clients that they should be doing as we're getting ready for AEP?
You should touch base with all of them. At least try to. And the reason being, I call all my clients around the last week of September, first week of October, because here's what's going to happen, guys. If you got the lead, 1,000 other people got that lead. And from October to December, they're getting inundated with phone calls from Medicare agents, call centers, whatever, you name it, they're getting inundated. And to the tune of like 18 to 27 calls a day. And they will tell you that they just stop answering the phone by Halloween, like they're done. They're not going to answer any phone calls. So I get in early and I let them know, hey, I'm your insurance agent. Okay. I've reviewed the plans for the upcoming year. You are still, I'm going to make sure if they changed any medicines, I'm going to review that. Do they have any new doctors? I'm going to review that. I do the service on the front end. And then I say, if they are on the right plan, you are on the right plan for 2023. You're going to get calls. I tell them you're going to get a ton of phone calls between now and December 10th. I just say the 10th instead of the 7th because it goes on. But I'm saying you do not have anything to worry about. I've got you covered. I'll call you back after the first of the year once everything else is done.
Hey, Paige, look at here. So last year You learned enough to know the Medicare product. The thing that a second year person can do is now you can start to market. If you are not going out to the local churches, every one of those churches around you has a seniors minister.
Or a food
They do
pantry.
activities, food pantries, assisted living centers. Now you start to do presentations. Now I'm not fishing with the fishing pole. I'm fishing with a net, right? A big net. So now I'm talking to 50 people. I'm talking to Rotary clubs. I'm talking to the VAs. I'm talking to or VFW halls. Start looking at groups that you can get integrated in. These assisted living centers, those residents are bringing to, I swear, I promise you they're doing this. They're taking to the manager their Medicare information and say, hey, do you know anything about this? Because it's their only trusted person. Go to the manager.
What
These,
just happened to you this last week?
yeah, same thing. The assisted, we have a new manager at one of the assisted livings that I go to, and same thing. She's like, I want you here once a month. I want you integrated with any new people that are coming on board.
You're gonna do a benefits review for
Yeah,
everybody?
I will do a benefits review for anybody coming into that facility. I will do monthly speaks to them, and then
You're
during,
the guy.
I'm the guy. I'm integrated in. That means I've literally got 100 people captive, and then anybody passing away, unfortunately, or moving out, the new person that comes in, I'm already the guy.
So that's what you need to start building on year 2, is those bigger marketing buckets where, yeah, still buy leads, right?
Yeah.
Like you still need to buy leads and you still need to feed yourself. Or if you don't have enough time to run leads because you're getting referrals from all these other locations, you feed your team because you still have override, right? So everybody wins. And so get your lead bucket going, and the time to buy leads for AEP is now, by the way. So you need to do a big buy
Right.
in the counties that you want to market to now if you're planning on selling later. Okay.
Year 3, guys, hang on. Year 3, referrals, your business is going to take off. Your residual income is going to be there. You're not going to have to worry about making your car payment each month. You can focus on building your business. You're going to love year 3.
And follow up with your clients. Like I love what Belle Krause does. Like she gets in there, she gets her Medicare intake sheet, and then she'll call back and start asking some questions on a green sheet, just as kind of standard protocol, right? And that's how she uncovers needs and things. And then she builds great relationships with her clients. So they call, like she knows if there's a wedding, she knows if there's a birth, she knows if they've moved. And that's the kind of relationship that I would urge each of you to have with your clients, because that's where the long-term money is.
This Medicare business is a foot in the door.
Okay. So something, in fact, just to reiterate what you said, I was just talking to Christina Woodling. She got her AHIP Medicare started last year. By the way, Christina has 2 jobs, like 40-hour week jobs, and each of them is a 6-figure job. So she's playing Medicare and life insurance on the side. Okay. But she's been doing a few things. She had I think, was it a Walmart? No, it was either like a CVS or Walgreens booth last year. She's been getting some life leads, some Medicare leads. She's done a few things, but she says, Mike, I'm now getting 1 call a week of referrals from my old ladies club or of places where I've been, where it wasn't like they had a community.
Yes.
And so where she called some bingo and did some things. So my phone is ringing without leads because of some of the places I've been. And she's not putting 40 hours a week into this because she's putting 80 hours a week in her 2 other jobs. So I'm just letting people know that what they're saying about your second lap around is you're working with communities and putting the time in. The payoff is pretty significant.
Yeah, the only thing that's going to be better than 2 6-figure jobs that you go to 80 hours a week
Is residual 6 figures.
Yeah, 2.
Or 7,
Yeah,
whatever you want.
the
Go get it.
the
8.
$250,000 that you're going to get whether you show up or not. And so that's that. If you will work with it, stay in it at 3 years. I'm telling you what you see at the end of 3 years. If you work this business and you do not quit, it's going to be good. It's going to be real good.
All right, I've been hogging all the questions. We got a couple minutes left here. So
Yeah.
like, I know we've got some of our Medicare experienced folks, whether it's Paige or Ray, or I know Chris or Jan. I'm not sure where Shirley's out on the Medicare side. We got new people. We got Jer out there. We got Seth Spading, who's come from a call center, who's just now starting to build his own book of business. I know he's fired up. So we've got several folks. If you've got questions, you've got a chance to put those in the chat or unmute yourself and ask, or text me if you're embarrassed. I won't use your name if you don't want to reveal your identity, if you think you might have a dumb question. But here's a chance for y'all to ask pros in this business that know how to do it. Joseph,
I got
you're
a
gonna ask?
question.
Oh, go ahead.
So, as you guys have had your experience and you've grown your business and your client book of business, what is the one thing you wish you would have started doing with your book of business or your agency sooner?
The investment side, we literally said, because, we were making really good money just on the Medicare. I'm like, I just don't think I want to do that other, like, and that was the dumbest thing ever, because the partnership that we have and being able to help people with Chris Norris and see yourself, we teach our team that we're professional punters. You do not have to understand all the components that are part of IULs and ULs and in all these investment products.
That's our one-liner. Hey, I've got a guy. Hey, I work with a guy or a girl or whatever.
And you got an amazing, strong leadership with the low intelligence. You have it. So just go uncover, turn over the rocks, and don't be afraid to add all these extra things to your portfolio. You don't have to be an expert.
So I have a couple things to add to that question. So for me, it was growing faster because you can grow so quickly here with just uncuff yourself, just grow. And then the other thing is when you're growing, running for your book of business, give it a 3-year run.
3 years.
Okay. Don't walk, don't crawl. I don't care if you have 2 other full-time jobs. I need you to run for 2 years. Okay.
Do the Eric Belair thing.
What Eric Belair is doing.
Get your 1,000 people in your book of business.
Breathe.
Have your $250,000 residual, and then you're going to have plenty of time to recruit, do life insurance, do it all. And
then the third thing that I would add to answer that question is invest in your business. Like, just buy the leads. And it doesn't matter, good leads, bad leads, old leads, new leads, it doesn't matter. Just if you do the numbers and you have a team, buy the leads, you sell what you can to be happy and make your rent, whatever, and then give the rest away, because then they're happy, right?
There we go.
Thank you guys.
Okay. I saw Joseph Dukes waving his hand. Joseph, you were saying hi or about to ask a question.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Cherish. Hey, James. Hey, guys. Thanks for doing this. My brain is like blowing up. This is awesome.
Awesome.
And I know Mike had asked the question of, what do you do with your existing clients? Like, I have probably 3,000 existing life and annuity clients. And so my question is with those guys that truthfully, I think I've written one Medicare Advantage policy.
Okay, cool.
So I have all these clients and so many of them have asked me over the years, can you help me? Or I've let them know, hey, this is something that I'm doing now. Would you, I am doing every week, I'm doing current client reviews. So I'm talking to 10, 15 clients a week.
Mail.
But
Direct mail. You have a list?
okay.
There's a letter.
You got the CRM.
There's a form letter. It already exists. United Healthcare, Humana's website, whatever, they've already got it. And it's introducing you as the agent who's now doing Medicare. Boom, done. It's already written. You just lick the stamp.
that's it.
Or have somebody else lick the stamp, whatever.
I can hire someone.
Do that all day long.
All right, now I got one question for you guys. Who wants to be the top recruiting agent in your organization? I love it.
Joe's got
I
it.
like it.
That's the
Okay.
way it is.
Write this down. Take a little note. There are agencies out there that are not writing Medicare. just like you guys weren't a while back. I have agents from New York Life, from farmers, independent agents, people that are already licensed. Now they're contracted, they can't get out of the, they think they can't get out of their existing contracts with PNC and Life. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna snag them, you're gonna go into their office, you're gonna say, hey, we're gonna do this 2 ways. I have this Medicare business that's growing. These are the opportunities that avail itself. You will own your book of business outside of State Farm or Farmers or New York Life. It's already been checked out. They'll let them sell things that they're not already contracted with. These people are already experienced. They've already got a book of business of thousands of people. They're going to find out how amazing the Alliance is. And so you're gonna catch them with, hey, I'm gonna show you the Medicare business. And then eventually they're gonna see what the Alliance is and what the opportunity is. And then you're gonna get some, not all, but you'll get some of them to convert over to be Life and Health. And
But let's say that you walk in and let's say it's an operational business, but you look at the people and you're like, I wouldn't hire them. Just being honest, right? So then you're going to go in and you're going to slice it this way. Hey, I know you guys do a ton of life insurance or PNC.
I see you all.
I don't do that. I have a huge agency here in whatever location. I don't do that. I would like to partner with someone that does it really well. And I've heard great things about you. But here's what I ask. Would you send me all your Medicare business and your current book of business? Can you check with your top line and see if there's this letter here? Can you send this out to all your people and we'll begin that partnership?
I'll send you my PNC business. You send me your
And
Medicare.
just start with one.
There's a big hand up. There's 2 hands up. Who's that? That's Forrest. Is that who is?
He's talking.
Okay. I can't hear
I
him.
see a chat.
Can we ask a few questions? Can you guys hear us okay?
Yes.
I know Drew's got a question.
Oh, I just have so with you guys having Medicare business or different places in the country, I don't know if you guys know this now, but is there opportunities to partner with like individual plans of each state? Because we're here in New Mexico, we have a health plan that's pretty much the biggest health plan in the state, and they own a lot of the hospitals. So a lot of United customers and Blue Cross customers can't see them. So
what I would do is I would reach out to Ivy Wilson or Gina Hawks and let them know that you have that opportunity. Because sometimes, like I said, Andy Albright says this all the time, if we don't have it, we can get it, or at least we'll try. So, I mean, if there's a big enough opportunity, they'll look at it and see if it's worth bringing on board.
yeah, because when I seen you guys, when the tip you guys gave of find your strongest carriers, that was immediately what came to mind. So thank you.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then I had just a quick question. When you guys were saying you guys are putting the folders together, 2022, 2023, you were saying you have the lead, the Medicare intake sheet. Is that just on your Medicare leads, or are you also doing that with your life leads?
Yeah, we did the same thing with the green sheet. So, and then I'll end up putting the
This
green
is just
sheet.
how I keep them in the field. So they're a Medicare sheet, a green sheet, and an emergency response
Yeah,
system.
you see, there's a green sheet stuck in here.
That's how I keep up with my appointments in the field.
See that? Can everybody see that? So we got the green sheet, my lead, and then my Medicare intake form. And if you take, look at here. So here's what I want all y'all to do. I want you to go get these clear sheet protectors, print a bunch of your green sheets out, print a bunch of your Medicare intake forms out. And then I want you to take that on every single appointment. And then when you pull it out and it's sitting on the desk in front of you, that green sheet's gonna be looking you right in the face.
You're
And
gonna have to
it
ask.
screams, book my second appointment, book my second appointment. And that's what you're gonna do you're gonna bam fam off that first
Yeah,
appointment.
and the Medicare intake sheet is great because you have to ask questions about, do you have Medicare? Do you have Medicaid? And then I go ahead and ask them about their income. Well,
Yeah.
that's on the green sheet. So I've already got the information. I'm just starting to fill this out,
Hey,
even
to-
though I'm not really working on that
To
right
see if
now.
we can get you some extra benefits, if you don't mind me getting too personal, let me ask you this, because I may be able to uncover some extra benefits, just depending. Can you tell me kind of how much you're making for your social security? Oh, you're making 24, and then your wife's making 12. Okay. All right. Now, is there any other income that you have that might, like, I'm trying to maybe see if you qualify for Medicaid? Oh yeah, well, I have a pension that's paying me 5,000, and then I've got an IRA, and like stuff just gonna come out of the
That's how we
mouth.
found our latest annuity. With you asked the stupidest question. You got a bunch of money in the bank sitting?
Just as a joke. Hey,
He looked homeless and he says, well, yeah, I do.
yeah, he looked at like us like we had asked some secret questions.
Just ask the questions. Like, just get these in front of yourself and train yourself to do this.
So you're just in the life appointment, you're nonchalantly filling out the Medicare intake form, just
So
based
on
on.
a life appointment, I mean, on a Medicare appointment, I'm talking about income, house, stuff like that.
But I like, so you're thinking right though. So when I'm on a life appointment, I'm asking if they're not senior age, I'm asking if they have a mom or a dad that's retirement age. Because you're looking, think of them as big fingers coming out, like
Holistic. We're
you-
looking at the whole family
you
holistically.
have an aunt, uncle that are about retirement age or about to get retirement age.
And on the screen sheet, it does say health insurance, right? So I'm not gonna assume that they have Medicare or they don't have Medicare, because that's not where I'm going. But I'm gonna ask, who takes care of your health care? And if they happen to tell me Medicare, okay, cool. I don't have to write down their Medicare number at that moment, but I know. And then I'm coming back and talking.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
All right. If we have any other quick questions, sneak them in, but I know these guys got to go, and they've given us more time than we anticipate. I respect their time. We may try to get them back again in another month or two as we get to work.
I love your group.
Yeah,
love you guys.
You
Mike.
got a great group of people
Everything.
and they're engaging. And so I just can't wait to see where this heads. We should have a celebration meeting at the end of AEP, just to hear all the great stories that are going to come out of this AEP.
Yep.
Okay, and I know Jake and Ray, I saw a note that you guys are going to be in Waco with me and Jake and Ray and Tyler and a few others coming up in 2 weeks. So
Yes.
pick your brain a little bit more there, and let us buy you a drink or something. Thank you for your time here again.
All right, we
appreciate
love you
that.
guys. It's one big family, so let's help each other, okay?
All right, guys, rock and roll. Everybody take care. Thank you.